lot of people thought I won that fight. I thought I won that fight, and I moved up. You know, we talk about pound for pound. You know what I mean? Like, imagine if we were the same size. Imagine if we were the same weight class. Imagine if he was a featherweight. Yeah, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to be that guy. Eh?
It's a crazy thing, though. It's a crazy thing because
I don't want to be that guy. But if he was just a featherweight in my division, I squash him, and it's a walk in the park. And no offense to him, but that's legit. And like, I could make this a walk in the park right now. We fight again, and like we do this rematch, which we talked about. I talked about it. Islam talked about it. UFC's talking about it, and everyone else is talking about it. So I think we can make that happen. I don't need him to be a featherweight. Like, he can be a welterweight. He can go fight wherever we fight. He can get as big as he wants with IVs and whatever he does. It doesn't matter. You watch what happens next time. Pound for pound, again, like there's a lot of, again, I don't want to be that guy, but, you know, I think I still prove that I'm the better fighter and I'm pound for pound number one, but that's not up to me.
Featherweight interim title holder in Yair Rodriguez taking out Josh Emmett with a beautiful triangle. I love jiu-jitsu. Come on, man. That was so cool.
It was.
I mean, because, what I love about just the submissions, because Josh Emmett, you're hitting that guy with a bat, he's coming after you. You know what I mean? You stop that blood flow to the brain, you got to say uncle. And Yair Rodriguez, man, what a fun fight. Because he was crafty, he's on the outside.
Incredible.
His kicks, he's using his kicks. Once in a while, Josh Emmett would come through with a haymaker. Some of them would just miss him. And you're like, if that lands, that's a problem. So it was one of those edge of your seat fights. It wasn't the longest fight, but it was, was that the second round or the first round?
Second.
But it was very edge of your, you knew it wasn't going far.
Jon Jones, the heavyweight debut, 3 years in the making, going up against Cyril Gane for the undisputed heavy.
Oh yeah. Yes, boy. Oh yeah.
You know, like, Russia has occupied my country and I have to fight for my people too, you know. It's like nothing personal. Like, I mean, we want or no, this is like Russia and Georgia, and this is fight. I have to fight hard. I have to win and make my people proud, and my team and everybody else. We've been training hard, so and then we want to prove we are better than him, and this big opportunity. And then he's good fighter, but he's stupid fighter. So we gotta make him. He was no rules, you know. When he knee my friend Aljo to the head, to the head. So and exactly. Like what you mentioned Matt too. When I met him in Abu Dhabi, he was like, he was disrespect me. So
cocky, a little cocky.
Actually, for this fight, I think he pushed for this fight. He asked UFC and Sean Shelby for this fight, but now, so I gotta, like you said, I gotta win this fight. I gotta make him humble, and go from there.
You know, a lot of people out there are saying, "Oh my God, he has CTE. His brain has become liquefied from all the hits in the UFC." No, it wasn't. My brain is fine. My brain has always been fine. And to tell you the truth, I've never had a side effect. I never have had a mental side effect. And I'm here to tell you guys today that now in 2023, why am I stepping into the bare knuckle fighting championship when it's probably the most violent sport there is? Violence, yeah? That kind of don't go right with God, right? Why would, well, God did get some violence in the Bible, you know what I mean? There were some wars and there was some violence, and you know, he said kill every animal and don't take no idols, and there's a lot that has been done that was violent, but why would that stand for me and trying to be the best Christian and walk my best walk that I could walk? Why? It's because we are now living in what is biblical end of times. There's so many signs, and I'm not crazy for saying this. I went to church and the whole message was about how that in the end times of the tribulation, that it'll be the same as it was in the days of Noah. Right? So churches are preaching this, and all the churches aren't crazy, you know? So get off my back for that. Get off my back because I'm a Christian. Get off my back because I try to stand for something that's good and just and moral. I'm just here to talk to you guys about why I fight, all right? Because some people, you got to ask yourself this question if you're a fighter. Why do you fight? Why do you fight? Is it for glory? Is it for money? Is it for fame? Is it for to be cool? Like, come on. Why do you fight? Well, when I was asking myself this, long time ago, I was a young man going on to the Ultimate Fighter. And the reason back then, believe it or not, was I wanted to be a fighter so that I could be a champion for God, for the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And, you know, it was a little bit like, you know, I wanted to be a champion for God, but it was also I wanted to be a champion for God so that I could get the victory too. Like, don't get it twisted. There was some self greed there, and that's not the truth nowadays. Because nowadays I fight for my testimony, because now I'm walking in my true salvation. As if you've been following me lately,
if it was up to you right now, UFC calls your team, what you want is a rematch right away.
Yeah, 100%.
And when you say we spoke about it, but he spoke about, what do you mean by that? Like, already have you already told the brass?
Well, he's already talked to the press, or talked to the media that he's happy to do it. I think, like, I got told that he was talking to that. Was it? He went back to his corner because before they announced. Yeah, that was it. Before they announced who the winner was, obviously, you know, it was a close fight. I think he thought he might have lost. So he was like even saying we need to do a rematch to his corner when he went back. So back to his corner, right? Because he thought, you know, I think I've lost. He didn't say he lost, but I mean, he thought like we need to do the rematch, thinking that I was going to get my hand raised. And then he ended up telling people in the media backstage that he wants a rematch anyway. So he knows that. Again, I'm not taking away. It was a close fight. You know what I mean? Like, but yeah.
So, have you guys told the UFC this? Do you know if the UFC is open to doing this right away?
Well, we haven't had the proper conversation. I talked to Islam, got a photo with him afterwards. We're with his team, and we're like, rematch, eh? He's like, yeah, of course, yeah. And they're saying, a few people, mate, we're talking about Hunter mentioned it. A few of the guys are like, yeah, it's got to happen. Like, you know, it's a massive fight. Like, let's be real. Did the pound for pound number one really get settled? I mean, I think a lot of people would still consider me pound for pound number one.
You know, a lot of people out there are saying, oh my God, he has CTE. His brain has become liquefied from all the hits in the UFC. No, it wasn't. My brain is fine. My brain has always been fine.
I disapprove 100%